Welcome back to Now We're Talking, your weekend rundown of the most popular stories shared online. I'm Mark Duffy, and joining me in the studio is Valentino Tia and Danielle Matthews. Now, guys, are you a fan of Sherlock?
Do you know, I've never actually... the old Sherlock series and the books and everything I do like, but the new one,
even the new one with Benedict Cumberbatch and that look.
I've not seen it, but I've heard nothing but good.
What about you, Valentino?
I enjoyed Sherlock Holmes as a young teenager growing up in Bermuda. I love a little mystery, a little crime, a little something to solve.
Have you seen the new series that's been about a couple of years now?
No.
I think we're the only people in the whole of the UK who haven't seen Sherlock.
Possibly.
I'm more of a book reader than a TV watcher.
Yes, indeed, I agree with that as well. But programme makers are investigating whether the series finale of Sunday night's Sherlock could have been leaked online in a revenge plot. A Russian version of the episode, which was watched by 5.9 million viewers last Sunday night, appeared online a day before being broadcast. The BBC has launched an investigation into the leak amid claims it could have been in retaliation of the broadcaster's decision to expand its Russian language output. The Kremlin is believed to have been angered by plans to expand the BBC World Service's Russian language output, and also threatened the corporation, believing that it was involved in a bank account closing saga with Russia's English language broadcaster RT. The leaked episode appears to be from Russia's state-owned Channel 1, featuring 3 minutes of continuity message from the channel. In October, Russia's foreign ministry said that the abortive attempt to close RT's accounts reeked of the BBC. That's in quotation marks. Claiming that the state-owned NatWest was acting to help Britain's national broadcaster. Obviously, these are claims by the Kremlin. The spokeswoman warned that our stance is straightforward. We will stick up for our own, and they, Britain, will get as good as they give. Interesting. BBC Worldwide, which sells the corporation's content overseas, says that it was investigating the leak, which analysts suggested could have been deliberately orchestrated to damage the BBC. Just when the plot thickens, doesn't it? Just when the series ends, the plot thickens.
Can someone just put that in a nutshell for me?
The what on it?
In a nutshell.
Yes.
In a nutshell. Well, basically, Sherlock, which is the BBC TV series that's been going out. It was the last in the series, the big finale of the series that was aired last Sunday night, and it's pretty much kept under wraps. So all the worldwide broadcasters that show Sherlock will have got copies of the episode, but weren't able to show it until that time.
The release day.
The release time. Sworn to secrecy and that kind of thing. Only someone hacked into Channel 1 in Russia and got the Sherlock episode and leaked it online beforehand. So
it sounds a bit petty to me, to be honest. I don't understand.
Do you not think it's a plot then? Could it not be espionage?
It could be. Well, then what's the really big deal? What I don't get is, why would the Kremlin not want an expanded service in the Russian language? Do you know what I mean? Maybe I'm missing something here, but I don't get.
I mean, the Kremlin
obviously wants to control the output.
And you know, so RT, which broadcasts in English over
today,
here,
isn't it? It was,
So that broadcasts in English on our satellite networks, if you like, but they're not so keen of the BBC. The British speaking to the Russians in
and
Russian,
they turned this into some kind of power play.
It's a little bit, it's a big gameplay kind of thing.
It's like childish boys playing with their toys again.
Yeah.
But the Russians, I mean, the Russians are getting a bad time with the hacking, and they must have the best hackers. But just like they had the best athletes, well, they didn't really make it to the Olympics, though, did they? Unfortunately.
Do you know what, though? I think I'd be worried about the Russians. I think if just leaking an episode, if it's Russia's getting involved and they're not happy with something, you've got to think that's probably a very low-level retaliation. You probably hope they'll just leave it at that. BBC just sit there and go, all right, we'll investigate, but not too hard. Do you know what I mean? Just leave them to it. No more Sherlock.
Well, maybe there. You know, as we say, the plot does thicken. Maybe
I think
there's a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff going on around these Russian hackers and that kind of thing. Could we be, or should we be worried about the possible, or the impact that a big security leak?
Yes, how this could snowball into something.
It could snowball into something else. Maybe stealing a program, or whether or not they did interfere with the US election. There could be something a bit more.
This is why the Brexit thing becomes an issue, because with Russia and they were once a superpower in the world with America, and then the United Kingdom became so vast and plentiful and powerful. Now, since Brexit, they're thinking of as a lesser entity because the pound has gone down.
Oh yeah, it's fallen below the euro, hasn't it, recently? I think the first time in a while.
And the Russians are taking advantage of this and their connection with the soon-to-be president of the United States and whatnot. I think it's unfortunate that these people can be so sad.
Yeah.
I think it's very unfortunate because it's people like us. My wage hasn't increased or decreased. My living is just as tough as it ever was. And I'm spending most of my time right now with Russia and Donald Trump and all this, worrying about billionaires' problems.
Yeah.
I think though, you would be a little bit miffed, going back to the Sherlock story, you would be a little bit miffed though if you've been waiting all season for the finale. It gets leaked online, and
it's spoilers, isn't it? Which is like
it's in Russian, so you have to get Google Translate to translate the episode before you see.
Yes.
It's a bit of a spoiler,
is it like if Cliff Richard's release date wasn't at the right time to get the Christmas #1? How it can affect things?
I don't know.
Everyone's happy.
That's another story, I think. Anyway, we'll move on, but staying with TV, an Irish dance show contestant has sent viewers into a spin with the intensity of his fake tan. Hughie Monahan's teak tone under the spotlight had viewers doing their own keyboard tap dance. The Dublin man was appearing in the Irish broadcaster RTA's Dancing with the Stars at the weekend. Hughie told RTA's Ryan Tubery that he had laughed off the comments claiming that he had thick elephant skin. The entire place was staring at me and the whole studio was looking at me, laughing and were gobsmacked, he added. I just found it funny. I'm one of those types of people, I'm bonkers, and when it comes to certain things, it's made people speak about me, which is probably a good thing. I am on a TV show, isn't that the point of television? Well, there you go. Here's a picture, Valentino.
He looks hilarious.
That isn't his natural colour. Obviously, he's been fake tanned for the dancing show.
Is it that Benidorm show we used to watch?
Oh, with all the fake tan.
And the old lady's like 100 and she rides around a little motor scooter.
Which one's that?
Benidorm.
Oh, Benidorm. Yeah. Well,
yes,
similar. I don't think he's been on Benidorm though.
I feel bad for him because he's obviously. I know he says, "Oh, I don't mind. I'm fun and I'm crazy," but he's obviously put some effort thinking, "I'm going on telly. I want to look good." And he's gone out with the best intentions.
She wanted to stand
there would have been a point when he's gone, this has gone really dark, I'm going to have to change how I'm thinking about it and just laugh. But good on him for letting it roll off him, because that could have been really upsetting.
Oh, you have to have a good sense of humour.
Indeed. Even his boyfriend has got in on the action and said he should have had tanning tips from him before backtracking and saying, actually, that's not really a good boyfriend thing to say. Sorry.
He's insane. How do you respond?
Well, that's it. I mean, I think he's done the best thing, hasn't he, by just having a laugh about it. Did he get through on the show? Do we know if he was successful in his dancing, in his tap dancing? Or maybe not, if this is the point. The story is he was
I'm not too sure. He's been trending on Twitter. But
there you go. Good on him. Good on him.
It's pretty
there's no sun in Ireland, is there?
No, well, this is why he's got a fake tan, isn't he? Making up for lost time.
That's it. Yeah. Have you had any kind of mishaps before that maybe you got a bit embarrassed about?
I've had fake tan once.
Right, okay.
And it actually turned out very nice. So it wasn't embarrassing, but I had a spray tan. And I went along with a friend and she said, I'll pay for you. So I thought, I'll just stand there and get sprayed. It looked lovely. But then everyone's going, you've been away? And I think you're supposed to say yes. And I was just like, no, I just got a spray tan.
Never mind. Any mishaps with yourself?
With the tanning, yes, actually. I did have to actually go for tanning sessions at one point in my life. That little skin discoloration that Michael Jackson.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Well, I had something like that. It's called tinea in my 20s, and I was stripping. I was a stripper in Montreal.
Prove it.
A male stripper.
Yeah. Formerly stripper, no DJ.
During the summer, this skin discoloration acts up, and in Bermuda we call it Bermuda rot.
Oh, okay.
Which is it's quite common. They say it's from the dampness because it's a humid climate, and the dampness in your towels never get properly dry, so you get like moldy areas.
So exactly.
Well, for starters.
Exactly for it.
Yes, but but the doctor said, you could just go to the tanning booths and just after you've taken the medication, you have to re-tan your skin because you get
the pigment back.
You get the pigment back, you know. And it was kind of odd, I think, because one day I think I was in Montreal, if I remember correctly. I was in Montreal. I was working at a strip bar, and I'd gone into work, and they look you up and down, and my boss said, Valentino, I don't want you on that stage tonight. I was like, why? This is horrendous, but...
Go on.
And he's like, well, you're in a gay bar and you're stripping and you've got spots on your skin.
Oh.
So I lost work.
Yeah, did you feel bad? You felt bad though, didn't you, as well?
I was just mortified.
Never mind. I'm sure there was plenty of other times you got your kit off. Anyway, we're going to take another short break, but we'll be back shortly with news of rail strike reprieve. We'll see you in 3.